Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chris the Digital Ram, and in this video we're going to cover the second step, being coloring the character. Again, this is the step you want to tie the brand into the character. So tying those brand colors, all the things that are usually within a brand guideline, you want to tie those into the character. So with that being said, we're just going to hop right into it. Let's go. Alright, so we're just going to hop right into coloring this character. Essentially, we have the outline that we did before. Very simple outline. Now, one of the things that you probably noticed from the previous lesson is that our character has this little neck shield here now, and this kind of goes upwards around his ear, even though he doesn't have ears, but it goes upward around his ear. So we added those different elements. We added some, if you want to call these sleeves to the armor on the front. We added some sleeves to the armor, and it looks like I'm missing a part, so let me just add that real quick. We added some sleeves to the armor on the front like that. Let's pull this one more. Boom. So we added those sleeves to the armor just like this. Also added some details to the gloves. So looks somewhat currently like boxing gloves, but we want to keep it very general for now, and then get into the more details as we move further along the line. You probably also noticed that we added this, instead of it coming straight out, we added this, like, so it'll have this fur effect, being like this type of thing. So we added that to the actual model. We added the actual trim here, so the little metal encasing that that would be attached to the helmet, we went ahead and added that. Which, with that being said, I probably would actually have another part here, but we're gonna leave it off for now, because again, this is concept art. We're just getting a general base of what we want to create, and as we continue to flush this out, I'm more than likely will do the part that makes sense here, so it'll look right, because this currently doesn't look like. And I might do that right now, right? Let's just do it right now. I'm thinking of it. Let's just do it. So we're just gonna delete that part like that. And again, I'm in the spirit of keeping it at more of a creative approach. We're doing with paintbrush. We're using our paintbrush and just the paintbrush and the eraser right now. So you're gonna pull it up like that right there. And I think that's good. Boom. So that'll be perfect. So now, with that being said, let's just get right into the coloring. So as you probably remember, we created this folder here for only outlines. Again, it's very key that you keep, we have to update some shading too. And we'll actually do another shading pass. But it's ideal that you keep everything organized. So make sure you stay organized with your file. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and call this default color or diffuse. I'm gonna use the terminology that should become more familiar when you get in the actual 3D portion of the course. So this is gonna be our diffuse color. And let me actually call it color, so you just know that this is color, because the diffuse might be a new concept to some of you guys. So we're just gonna call it diffuse, and diffuse is essentially default color, like the default color with no lighting, no shading, no reflection, no other addition of mathematics, light mathematics, that would cause the color to change in any type of way. So it's just a base color. All right, so the thing about this is, this character, because the brand colors are black and white for the most part, black, white, and gray, this character is going to be mostly black, white, and gray. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to add some splashes of color and just make them, let's just keep them black, white, and gray for now. But in essence, we're gonna come back and then we'll do we'll show you all the different color variations. And once you kind of establish the first color, so let's do one of the things I like to do. So you'll have your primary color, and this is usually the color that's the primary color of the brand. Usually every brand, every business, everything like that usually has a primary color that they that is part of their branding. Then you like to do like a gray, and these are called neutral colors. So all of these neutral colors or monochrome colors you want to have as well. I said chrome, I mean white. Gray, white, and black. So primary, gray, white, and black. Now I might change. Well, we could do one of two things here. Let's do one more. Let's call it color palette. The color palette, essentially, we're just going to grab all of our colors that we want to use. So on the color palette, just grab the paintbrush. We can make it whatever size. Just make it a nice large size. And essentially, this is going to be where you could just do your turn the smoothness down. But essentially, this is where you could just do your pick whip or eyedropper tool. You can use your eyedropper tool. So we're just gonna define all of the colors here right now. And that's pretty much all of their colors. I'm gonna do that black again, but I wanna pull it just a little bit, give it a little value. See how the value changes? And we want it to be dark, but we don't want it to be black. So it just gives it a hint of color. You can barely tell, but you'll be able to tell, especially when we get into 3D where you have lights associated with it. So this is the color palette, boom. And I don't think I even need all of these other layers, but we're gonna do this primary color. So everything that's the primary color. The primary color in this case, we're gonna make it this gray here. So that's gonna be our primary color. So we're gonna grab gray, grab the paintbrush, make it smaller. Now one of the things you also need to do, go ahead and put this below the outline. And I would even say put it below the shading as well, or shadows. Dang it, come on. There we go. Boom. Act like you didn't want to get on board. Man, come on, man. Alright. So why I broke these up into separate layers is because now if we just color, quote unquote color, we can always change what change the value of that specific part. So everything that'll be one color. If it's gray, we can change it to be red or whatever color we really want to. I'm gonna make this bigger. Let's color this up. And you don't have to be worried about making it perfect right now, because you can always go back with the eraser. We're just getting the color on the canvas, digital canvas, just like that. Boom, boom, boom. And again, there's all kinds of tools you can use, of course, to do this as well, like the bucket tool. But like I said before, in the spirit of keeping it kind of just like if you want to say a coloring book or something, we're just doing it just like this for now. All right. All right, that's the armor. That's the armor portion of things. So with the character, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna just call this armor. I'm not going to call it primary armor. Now he has a bodysuit, but we're gonna call his body for now. He'll have like one of those green man suits, if you know what I'm talking about. But we're gonna call his body for now. So we're gonna do the body, and this is gonna be a dark color. But that's hard. That's kind of like, it's a little more like, yeah. And this is going right back to where we were, like, you know, and we can mess with the values here. Let's say, let's turn the armor up to a lighter gray like this. And we can mess with the values on that, but let's just keep everything as it is and continue to press on. So boom, I'm liking this though. I'm liking this. The character look like his eyes are glowing. What are we gonna do with the hair at the top? Let's see. We're gonna say this is hair. Oh, his hands. Hold on. Gotta get those hands. Boom. All right. So then we want to, let's do the belts and the hair. Belts. You're getting a little bit of a preview of what you can expect when you get into the 3D part of this thing. So now we're going to do our shadow passes. Shadow passes being all like what the layers, what the shadows look like. Even though we did that here already, but we're going to do another one. We're going to do another one because again, we did some updates to the actual model. So we're going to do shadow. Now, essentially, what I'm thinking is, let's make the light come from a direction. So the direction being this way, let's say this corner up here, we're gonna make all of the shadows. Well, since he's facing the wrong way, let's go the other way. We're gonna make all the shadows come from the artboard portion, as if they were the sun or something. So that's the direction we're gonna do shadows. So to start shadows, we can go all the way black, like we did before. Go all the way black. What I did also was turn the opacity of the group down to 50%. So as we draw the shadows, we can draw them on, fully at 100% on the layer, and then adjust the actual shadows, shadow group together, so it won't be as big. All right. So with the shadows, we're gonna keep it hard. We're not gonna make them soft. We're just gonna get in here. And I already see like all these little areas that can be, improved upon. Right now, we're just gonna continue on. Yeah. I might just leave it there. I think this is a good place to call it good. Actually, let me do one more. I'm gonna do one more just for. So I could go in and clean some of this stuff up, but I'm not gonna do that to save time on this video. But what I will do is do a highlights layer, and the highlights layer usually like really sets it off as far as the look. So, and then you're also able to get a better sense of what's shiny, what's not, things like that. So let's do it though. The light is coming from up here. All of the highlights are going to be on this side. So we're just going to do our best to do it like that. Boom. Actually add a little extra element of highlight, like so. I think that's good. I think this is a good stopping place right here. So we have the highlights, the shadows, and the diffuse color. And that's how you get to here. Now you can take the shadows. Actually, I'm gonna go to the shadow layer. You can take the shadows to the next level. But this is the part I was talking about. Now that we have everything labeled, now we can go in and just affect the color overlays, so we don't have to necessarily change any elements that we already built out or change any colors to make different variations of this character. And in essence, we don't have to keep coloring this over and over and over again. Again, working efficiently instead of, inefficiently. Let me delete this, clear layer style. All right, so we're gonna keep this as the default artboard, but what we're gonna do, this doesn't have to be in this artboard, but what we're gonna do is now create another artboard. And this second one, let's say artboard number 2, the second one, we're gonna give them some different colors. So let's say you can leave the highlights and the shadows the same. All you want to really focus on are the diffuse colors. So that being said, let's zoom in to see some more colors he might have. So because the main logo of the company is gray, we're just going to change the body color. Again, I'm gonna just leave it there. Red usually always goes good with hair highlights. Let's change the hair highlights on this one. Overlay. Yeah, maybe to that. Let's change his hair to black. Let's change his armor. Well, actually, I'm gonna just leave it like that. I'm gonna just make his armor just a tad bit darker though. So I want it to really pop against the red if we're doing red. Not that dark. Probably something around here. Boom. All right, let's do another version. And we could actually do the shoe detail, that red too. I'm gonna just darken it up though. Just a little bit. Boom. All right. Let's do a blue version. Like so. I'm gonna do one more version. Because what if we do a character that's like, instead of dark, he's white? Boom. All right. I think that gives us good options here to choose from. 4 artboards. 4 artboards to choose from. I'm going to copy and save that. Save that. So let me just give you one more glimpse of where we landed as far as coloring. You see there's a little bit of cleaning up, but it's not necessary. Again, this is concept art. So we have here the original version, which I still like the most. We have the red version. We have a blue version. We have a white version. Oops. We have a white version. Alright, so there you have it. You actually got to see us do the process of coloring a character. This is how I usually approach coloring a character when you are working with a client or somebody who is getting a mascot created. This is called concept art. Why it's important to do this step of concept art? Because it's a lot easier to make these changes at this phase of production. So as we continue to build out the concept art, get buy-in from the actual, the client or the actual person who's purchasing it, then we can actually go to the next levels of production. So with that being said, you got to see us do some concept art, get a few color variations. We have 4 to be exact, but 4 color variations to pretty much show to the client like, hey, what do you think about this? And give feedback on a direction. Or if it's like, we love it, let's just continue to move forward, then that's perfect. Then we're just gonna continue to move forward. And the next phase of this, which I'll see you all in, is gonna be importing this into Blender and actually starting the sculpting phase. So with that being said, I'll see you all in the next lesson. All y'all have a blessed day. Later, y'all. Peace.